lonely as a night.
Oh, hey. Didn't see you standing there. Well, we're back at it working on the second gen, or the big green truck as my grandson calls it. So, big green. What'd you guys miss? We serviced the front and rear diff. Change of fluids in that, not too exciting. Everything looked good. We gotta write the date on that so I can remember when we serviced them. What else did you miss? We removed these step bars. Grandpa step bars. I don't dig them. I don't need a step yet to get in this truck, so took those off. Think it looks a little bit cleaner. Need to check the PSI in the tires. What else are we gonna do? Let's write that date code on the rear diff while we're thinking of it. All right, let's get under here. Oh, look at that. Took a little time, threw some matte black on it. It's the best looking part on the whole truck now. All right, where do we want to write this? There. Better than nothing. Have a look at this spare though. Holy cow. There. Fixed it. Alright, add that to the list. License plate light. What else you want to do? So, let's at least check the fluid level. Should be. Did you bring a rag out here just in case? Nope. Oh yeah, I did. Don't ever second guess me. Of course I brought a rag out here. Wipe this mung off before we pull the plug. Alright, let's see if we pull this, if fluid comes pouring out. I gotta use my strong hand. No. Well, it's good and bad. It's good because you don't want fluid pouring out everywhere, but it's bad because how much fluid's in here. Holy cow. You see how dark that is? Oh, let's get a finger in there. Nothing. Oh. Uh-oh. Watch his finger. First knuckle, second knuckle. Uh-oh. Hold on. Clean finger. All the way in. Nothing. That's just from the threads. There. Let's use my long finger. All the way in with the long finger. There we go. Okay, that's bad. So now what? Because I bought this fancy pants oil to use, because they said that's the only thing the synchro gears like, because they got some carbon fiber material, and if you use regular gear oil it just eats it up, which who even knows what's in here to begin with. Oh man. So what I'm saying is, I don't want to fill it up with the good stuff just to be draining it again when we tear it apart. But you can't just fill it up with the bad stuff and drive it, because it'll cause more damage. Now what are you gonna do? Alright, let me think about this. It definitely needs something though, because we used our long finger and it went all the way in the hole. This ain't good. That means it's, I don't even know how to judge this. That's got to be half full. It's got to be 2 quarts low. I think this is a 4-quart deal up to that hole there. And then when you put in extra half quart to that plug there, it's happier. So yeah, we got it. This transmission probably has 2 quarts in it for who knows how long. Poor thing. All right, let me think about what we're gonna do here. All right. Okay, I hear you. You talked me into it. We're gonna jam out this transmission. So we're gonna squirt these bolts down over here, the straps, pull these drive shafts front and rear, pull a skid plate, pull a transfer case, put a jack under the transmission, pull a cross member, pull the tail shaft off the transmission. Okay? I'm not gonna bore you with all that. Probably set it up on a time lapse. Let's get after it. Alright, I'm back. That would have went a whole lot quicker if there wasn't so many things to take apart. Okay. Transfer case is unbolted. Time for the sketchy part. I figured you guys want to see this just in case there's extreme carnage, danger, and possible personal injury. Let's see, what's the best angle here? Here? Maybe? Transfer case? Yeah? Okay. Oh, now. Usually I get my legs involved in this, but sometimes trucks are at a funky height, right? They're either too tall, not tall enough. This one's kind of in between, so we might just have to bench press it. Oh, and I know. You should probably drain the fluid out because that's a few pounds right there, but I ain't gonna do it. Nope. Ain't gonna do it. Wiggle, wiggle. Let's see. Let's try not to make a huge mess. I did pull the fill plug on this, and remember how the tranny was empty? Well, this thing is over full. I pulled the plug, whoosh, ATF everywhere. So, you know, you're fumbling trying to get the plug back in. So anyhow, this thing's full. It's not good. It's super old and nasty, but it had fluid in it. What else do you want? Okay, quit stalling. You're stalling on purpose. You know what you're doing. I don't know. Do you have it all the way unbolted? Do you have all your lines disconnected? I don't know. Well, how do you not know that? Well, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just guessing at this, okay? Oh, so you're making it up as you go. Yeah, I am. I'm also talking to myself right now. Okay. I think she's loose. things are moving. That shifter linkage. The old shifter linkage. Oh boy. Sometimes nothing will irritate you more than shifter linkage. Oh, excuse me. Oil drain pan. Ah, still got differential fluid in it. It smells horrible. Okay, I just wanted to slide this rod out. Is that going to be possible when you break this loose? Are you? What? No. What is this? No. What is it? Super RTV? That's what it is, huh? They glued it back together? That's what I would do. Some of these don't have a seal in between the transmission and the transfer case. But I feel like whether this one needed it or not, they gooped it. It feels like it's glued together. Okay, keep wiggling. Smack it with a hammer. What are you missing here? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna wiggle this 4,500 times, hit it with a hammer, break something with a pry bar. I'll be back in a second. Funny story. I wiggled till I had like 5 wiggles left, and then I realized something's wrong. Take a closer look. I forgot a nut. I forgot to take a nut off. There was a hidden nut. In my defense, it was hidden by years of mung. Couldn't even feel the stud. So I cleaned all that out. Sure enough, there's a nut right there. So when you take all the nuts off, things come apart much easier. You don't even have to wiggle or bang or pry. I fought with the linkage for another 20 minutes. That should be good to go. I'll just never be able to put it back together right, but that's tomorrow guy's problem. Let's see if we can get this transfer case out and not die. Can you see it? Oh yeah. She's loose now. Hold on, let me adjust. Are we on it? Okay, here we go. Kinda, maybe ready. Battery's gonna die on the GoPro. Excellent. I feel so rushed. Okay, how do you want to do this? Don't know. It's gonna drip oil everywhere. Yep. Oh, and earlier I was like, man, I'm pretty comfortable. What's going on? And I realized that my head was cradled right here. You know, you don't want to put your head there. How am I still alive? Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Transfer case removal. How not to, part 1. Oh, more wiggles? No way. Oh. Oh yeah. That's my. Oh. Come on. I don't know if I have ADD, but I sure get distracted a lot. So I got the nut almost all the way off. Yeah, it's gonna need to be all the way. You gotta do all the turns with it for it to work. Oh man, the end of those threads are so dirty. Doesn't want to turn. But it's not easy to get a wrench or a ratchet, even a stubby one, in this spot right here. So I gotta use my finger wrench. Oh, come on. Can you just, well, just get out of there? Okay. That's it. Too loose for that, but too tight for my finger wrench. Okay. It's working. It's working. It's working. I remember what happened. I was taking the nut off, the one we found that we didn't know we had to take off, and then we found it. And anyways, the linkage was in the way to get a wrench in there. So I was like, oh, pause, let me take this linkage off. Well, the linkage was such a battle that it erased my memory of the nut. So here we are in this position now. Oh, we got it now, don't you worry. Come on. You know where like everything's cramping up, but you're like, you just got 2 more turns. Oh, 2 more. That's all you need, 2 more. And then that cut on your finger from earlier is just like rubbing in the grease. Oh yeah. Okay, 2 more now, for real this time. For real, 2 more turns. Okay, for real. Oh, look at that pesky little guy right here. Got it. All right, I don't know how many that is. We'll count them later, I'll tell you. Maybe. But it was more than I previously thought. By 1. Okay, now let's try it. What do you want to do? Leave that there. Try not to make a huge mess, but also try not to die. Now what? Now what's your problem? There we go. All right, maybe we can let it drain a little. Then we can move this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me tell you, it's not light. Oh, vacuum. What is that? Drain or a vent? Something. Hey. Oh. Oh. Man. All you guys that date big girls, respect. 'Cause that ain't easy having something that heavy on top of you. Look at this. Who was in here? You think they did the 5th gear nut? Look at this. Look at this. Wiener schnitzel of a silicone job. Somebody was in here. If we take this apart and the 5th gear nut is already done, what do? Do we be mad or happy? Somebody's been in here. It might have been the transfer case, but that is a clear sign of silicone that is doing nothing. Because it should be, if I'm correct, the fluid should be held in by this seal here, right? And then this seal here, and this mating surface has nothing to do with it. With sealing the fluids anyway, fluid should not be going in between these 2 units here. This is ATF and this is not. And to be honest with you, a lot of times I change out my transfer cases to 5W30, but you gotta flush them out. It's just, you know, oh, you have the transfer case out, why don't you pull it apart and go through it? No, not doing it. Nope. We're gonna pull this tail housing off, and yeah, there's silicone in that too. I don't know, let's pull it off and see what's in there. Okay, you almost missed the flow. Give her a little tap. Luckily I got smart. I had the jack here and I thought, hold on a darn second now. So I put my dead blow in between here to support the transmission. Lowered the jack, moved the jack over so I could slide my drain pan under. Good thing I did. Oh, And thanks for telling me I was laying in a puddle of ATF. Had to change my shirt. Not a new shirt or a good shirt, just a different shirt. One that was in the shop. Doesn't matter. But yeah, that's not good. I gotta get a better workspace. Shop would be nice with a lift. That'd be great. But anyhow, I got ATF all over the pavers. We got people coming over day after tomorrow. I'm in trouble. I might be grounded for this one. We'll see. And then I carried the transfer case over to the shop, barn. We call it the barn. And I'll show you later. I leaked. Ooh, there's a whole trail of ATF. Genius. All right. Well, someone has definitely been in here. We've already confirmed that. But the bolts that hold the tail housing to the transmission are all 12.10 millimeters. Well, half of them are not, and the other half are, someone used a 6-point socket on them is what I'm thinking. So whoever was in here, did I already do this? That sounds like something that I would have done, maybe, possibly. But anyways, we got it off, kinda. So let's break it all the way loose, pull it off, and see what's been done in here. I'll set you right here. Hold on. Let me know. Can you see that? Hold on. How's that? Better? Okay, let's try this. Get up on in here now. Did we get them all out this time? Oh, you know what? Should I have bought new seals? Oh yeah, of course you should have. You ding-a-ling. Okay, what's going on here? I got a whole mess of things coming with me. Well, what size is that? Can you hold that? Somebody? Anybody? No, just me. Okay. Whoa. Now what do you do with this contraption? What is this spring-loaded thing in the way here? What size is this? What am I working with here? 15? I think it's a 16. 16 millimeter. Anyone got a 16 millimeter? 16 millimeter. What do we got here? Nope. Nope. There's 15s everywhere. Nary a 16 to be found. 14. What is this? Is this gonna even work? I need my third hand for this. I ain't got one. Oh boy. What is that? Mysterious bolt just fell. Putting this back together is going to be a trick when you don't know where everything goes. Okay, pro tip, take all the linkage off before you do this. Oh yeah, no, this is the easy way. Oh yeah, so easy. What is that, a Food City bag shoved up in there? Food City bag and duct tape. Nice. Call that insulation. Oh boy, how long is this bolt? Okay. Don't rip that out. Okay. What do we got here? fifth gear nut. Come in here and take a look. Is this thing still on? All right. Fifth gear nut. Appears to be factory. Unless there's set screws in these grooves here. No. 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 So, someone must have been in here and they just tighten it back down, maybe. There'd be no other reason for pulling this tail shaft housing off, which they did, because we know the bolts are different, and the silicone job. Someone was in here, however, they did not fix the fifth gear nut. They probably just tightened it back on the shaft. Okay, I have updates. It's a new day. Everything overheated yesterday. The phone, the camera, but not me. I was ready to go. If it wasn't for technology, well, I got a little hot too, all right? Let's be honest. Okay, so let me show you what's going on. This is the updated nut. There's a set screw right there that's in backwards. I don't know how that happens. We're gonna pull that out, put a new set screw in. You see they staked it right there, which doesn't really do much. You gotta stake it in this keyway here. You have to stake that flange right there for it to really grab anything. Otherwise it's just staked onto a smooth surface. So we're gonna leave that nut on because it seems to be torqued. We're gonna change that set screw, and then we're going to put this piece on like so, and that holds that nut from backing off. Got a bunch of cleaning and scraping left to do. I'll bring you back when we start putting it back together. All right, so I'm under here cleaning, and look at this. Is that supposed to be like that, or is there a bolt missing there around this cover? Because that hole's recessed. Is it a breather? It looks like it's threaded. Oh, let's take a closer look. Get the light in there. Can we see? No, it's not threaded. Okay. All right, we're good there. I thought someone forgot a bolt, which wouldn't surprise me from what I've seen with this thing so far. All right. Well, let's keep cleaning. Oh, remind me to take these rags out. We don't want to leave those in there. Thank you. All right, everything's fairly clean. We staked that nut in the keyway and we put this keeper on. So now the tail shaft housing, dang, that gear's a little chewed up right there. Can you see that? Okay, everything's clean. We're gooped up, ready to go back together. Let's see if we can do this without messing it up. All right. Can you see that? Kinda. All right, let's do this. All right, let's do it. Oh, nice. I put my beard in the goop. RTV'd my beard. All right, let's get torquing. We ain't got all day. The interweb says 40 foot-pounds. So let's give her 40 and see what happens. screw it up now. Don't screw it up now. Okay. Switch sockets 35 times to get these other ones. And I gotta get a little more room under here. Oh boy. Yep. Use your leg, that'll work. Oh. There we go. 10s, whatever you need. Okay. Yeah. Torqued. Okay, now what? Train him out. Something like that. Going up. There we go. Okay. Let's get those bolts lined up. Remember where we put those bolts? A lot of heavy breathing. I hope you did this right. I don't want to have to come back under here to fix it. All right. The other one's right here. Okay, snug, 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 and then transfer case, the fun part, the big girl. All right, I'm gonna snug these down. I'll bring you back for the transfer case so you can see me struggle. Weirdos. All right, how's your view? I can't see nothing. My safety glasses are fogged up. It's musty under here. Okay, can you see? Well, just holler at me if you can. Let's see, this is the attaching point here. All right, a little higher. Okay, maybe there. All right, I ran all the parts through the parts cleaner, which is clean. So let's go get this big girl and set her in. Who's calling me now? I don't have time for that. Fooling around with the Dodge. Oh. All right, coming in. Oh. Yep. All right, a lot of heavy breathing. All we have to do is lift this into place. Piece of cake. Okay. Struggle, struggle, struggle. Struggling. Struggling more. What do we got here? That needs to go there. Okay, something like that ish. The splines to line up. Okay, told you it wasn't so hard. Bone falls on my head. Oh no, the linkage is bound up in here. What? You didn't see that before you jammed it in? Oh boy. Now what? Don't tell me. Let's see, that has to face that direction. All right. Glad we could do this. This is all, it's all fun, right? Oh. Okay. Yep. Don't worry about those vacuum lines. They're not brittle at all. Yes. Shove it out of the way. All right, now that goes that way. Too many things in one small area. Okay. Is it always this hard? There we go. Okay. See that? I moved the whole truck. Power. Okay. She's in. Now, take these nuts that we take them out of the parts washer. Okay. I'm gonna get this bolted up, and then we will struggle with the linkage. Okay, you guys here for the struggle? I got some for you. Oh. 2-piece drive shaft. Oh. What was that? This one. Oh boy. Why is it so heavy? Why are you so heavy? What's the problem here? Like that. Like that. Is that the way you had it marked? I hope so. More in, more in. A little bit more. Use your knee jack. No. Use your vice grip fingers. Okay. Now what? This bolt has to go in there. Oh. This is normal. This is the way the pros do it. Okay. That's enough from getting smashed in the face. Maybe. We got 2 threads on there. Okay. Now, we're just gonna let that dangle. Come on back here. Doot, doot, doot. All right. Put this back on. Okay, good. Drop that bolt. You can use your throw arm to pick that up. Okay, now you know what you're doing? Nope. Okay, hold on. Hold on now. Where are you guys at? Oh, geez, sorry about that view. Okay, what? When we were fooling with the linkage thing here, hold on, I think we adjusted the deal wrong. Good thing I get paid by the hour. be losing money. Oh, need a smasher. Now if you go okay, that should turn. If it doesn't, it's because I don't know what I'm doing. Yep, it turns. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I mean, of course I knew that was gonna work. Duh. I just did that for the drama. Okay, where does that bolt go? No one knows. Okay, we'll deal with that later. Bring her on up, bring her on up, bring her on up. How are these U-joints, by the way? Don't know. Okay, good. Okay, leave those loose so they fall out. We'll forget about it. And we take it for a test drive. We're like, what is that vibration? Okay. You guys want to see how to transfer fluid the wrong way? Yep, those are jumper cables. Hooked to a little transfer pump. Got it in the good stuff. Boom. Now this goes sideways 9 times out of 10, but I still do it. Oh, and remember the last thing we used this for? Yeah, I don't think you guys were around for that. We did the rear diffs, right? So we use this to fill the rear diffs. And so I turned the pump on to check if I had power, and it blew 75, 90 into my ear. If you've never had that, that was the first for me. It's exhilarating. So here we go. Power on, engage. Oh, we're sucking air. Put her deeper. Here we go. Engage. We're doing it. Oh, geez, gotta go deeper. See, told you. You thought everything was going just fine. Nope, it's not. Everything's bad. ATF everywhere. Okay. Cut. I'll edit that out. Pretend that didn't happen. Yeah, I'm a professional. I do this all the time. Oh, okay, there we go. Let's try it again. Oh, we're full. Are we full? Could be a false reading. Let's see. Yep, false reading. Gotta watch those false readings. Oh, now we're full. You know how I know? Spewing everywhere. Where's the plug? Oh, heck of a time to lose the plug. I almost said a curse word. Oh, okay. Nice. When I move this cardboard, I'm gonna be in trouble. If you guys don't hear from me for a while, it's because I'm healing my wounds. I made a mess. I don't really have any other option though. Everything's landscaped. There's pavers everywhere. This house is too nice for me. Let's try and blow some of this back into the jug, because we're switching to a different fluid. This usually ends well too. Okay. Go, little pump. It's good enough. You get a little ATF in the transmission, it ain't gonna hurt a thing. Pretty sure I ran ATF in my ZF6 manual. It's just fine. Okay, now what? Put a lid on this thing for you spill it. Here it is. All right. Now, remind me to tighten that, because I'll forget. Now let's switch fluids and fill up the transmission. All right, a guy that knows things said you can take this top bolt out of the PTO cover and fill it up through there, and it gives her just the right amount. Is if you use this one, I don't know, something about it likes a half quart more. I don't know, NV4500 life. I don't know. It's the first one I ever had. So we're going to try it. Top bolt removed. Feed line in. See if we can do this and not create too much havoc. Can you see that? Kinda. Here, let's do it like this. No, this is a really bad idea. I need all the hands for this, but oh well, here goes nothing. Oh, she sucked her down that quick, huh? I'll tell you what, this little pump is a good one. Oh wait, we didn't get it all the way to the bottom. That's why. Okay. Oh yeah. I don't know, it seems to be working. It's kind of backflowing a little. Oh, it's hitting a gear in there or something. All right. Okay, I'm gonna full with this for another 4 jugs and then I'll come back to you. Okay, that went pretty smooth. Filled it in through that top hole. I think this transmission calls for 4 quarts and it took darn near 5. This is what I use. Redline MT90 GL4. I guess that's the big deal there, GL4. High performance lubricant. So I don't know if 5's too much. Find out. But it's got 5 in it. It's better than the 2 that were in it before, I guess. Alright, so where are we at now? We got a huge mess. Do we pull this drive shaft and try and grease it? Well, that would be the smart thing to do. Let's do that, put it back together, put the skid plate on, and then clean up, and then take it for a test drive. Try not to pass out, because it's 120 degrees out. All right, stand by. You ain't gonna believe it. Yep. I did what you told me not to do. Hey, be careful with those caps. They're full of needle bearings. Don't drop them. Oh. I dropped them. All right, let me full with this and then we'll grease this drive shaft. All right, so to grease these front drive shafts on a Dodge, you gotta get this cardan joint in there greased. Now, usually there's a little nipple that you can get a needle into and inject grease into it. I could not find that nipple for the life of me, so I just found an opening on both ends and just shot a bunch of grease in there as best as I could, and it's probably going to sling grease all over underneath the truck, but I don't know, I guess it's better than what it was. So we're going to go with that. Slap her back together. I don't know. I hosed her down, took another look. I found that nipple on the drive shaft on my 3rd gen, but on this one, I do not see it. So, I don't know. Kind of wasting time. But judging by the amount of oil that was on this, that front seal in the transfer case is definitely leaking. But that's a problem for another day. Oh, the needle bearings, you ask? Did I find them all? Whatever I didn't find, we made up for with metal shavings and dirt that was on the shop floor. So, yeah, we found them all. We're good, don't worry. So let's put this back together, clean up, and then I don't know if we have time to take her for a test drive, but when we do, I'll bring you along. All right, we did it. 5th gear nut on an NV4500. That was a first for me. Not too bad. If you got half a brain in a weekend, you got it done. If you're smarter than me, you could probably do it in a day. So we'll see. Hopefully it holds up. these things vibrate a lot, but I think with that extra little collar we put on there, should hold the nut on. And I did look up on the interwebs, the transmission capacity is 4 quarts, but it's a little secret to put 5 in. I guess it's a lot better. Otherwise, you don't. The 5th gear relies on the splashing effect to get lubrication back there, and with 4 quarts, there really isn't enough to do that, and it heats up, and that's half the problem with all that thing back there. So we put 5 in. We're good on that. We put the good stuff in. Everything has fresh fluid. We didn't check the brakes. We got to drain the coolant to do the killer dowel pin. So now the question is, did we need to do this 5th gear nut? Probably not. Someone was already in there and they had that updated nut on there. But on the other hand, it wasn't done completely right, and it probably would have vibrated loose again anyhow. So yes and no. I'm glad we did it, because now we know it's fixed the right way, but it had already been done at some point. So how do you know? You know, when you buy these trucks, you don't know what the other previous owners had done to them. So it's better just to go through them and do them right. Anyways, that's it for today. Catch you on the next one. Maybe we'll do 2-inch leveling on the front end. It's kind of what I'm going for next. Just raise it up level. I think it looks better. We're not going to fool putting tires and wheels on it. We're just going to leave it like this for now. These tires are still good. So we'll level the front end. I'll bring you along for that. See you on the next one.